How do I improve my closing rate when it comes to sales calls? This is another question I've been asked very often. As you already know, I'm Yanis, I'm 33 years old from Greece, I live in Dubai, and I'm doing SMMA for the last 9 years. My social media marketing agency is making anywhere between $3.5 to $4.5 million a month profit. Not revenue, profit. That's pretty much what comes into my pocket. In order for you to improve your closing when it comes to sales calls, you need to make people talk about themselves. That's the number one rule. You need to make people talk about themselves. Ask questions, let them talk, gather your information, use their information against them. There is a general rule that says people don't buy products for the product itself, they buy products for the person selling the product. And this is very true. If people like you, they will buy from you, even if you have a fairly decent service. And if they don't like you, guess what? They are not gonna buy from you. So being likable is the first thing, along with letting them talk. People are egotistical creatures. They love talking about themselves. So pay attention to what they say. When they say something, I did this, I did that, answer to them, oh really, that's amazing. I'm not saying you should act and be unrealistic, but show genuine interest in their business and what they say. Make comforting comments when they say something. Another thing that I'm asking always when I have sales calls is a question that actually nobody asks, and they are surprised when I ask them. What have they tried already? They start saying, I work with this agency, that agency, they did this, I didn't like that, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. I know already how to tailor my offer in order for the client to accept my offer. Asking them what they tried already is very, very underrated. Another thing that I'm doing during my sales calls is the so-called pullbacks. Pullbacks are very important and they can determine the positive outcome of your sales call, pretty much closing the client. As they answer my question about what they already tried with previous agencies, I'm doing a pullback once they finish, and I'm pulling them back from the business discussion and bringing it to a personal level. You can ask, how did these results impact your personal life and your business? Were you satisfied? Is there anything you liked? Is there anything you disliked? What this does essentially is takes him away from the business way of thinking and puts him into searching for emotions. A supercar just passed. It's eventually kind of a soft guilt trip, the lane you are putting him in. He starts thinking emotionally, he starts remembering the emotions he had, he starts remembering the doubts he had about the outcome, about the results that the previous agency gave him. So you have him right now in an emotional state. And what you do is you appear as the person who cares about their business and who is gonna save them. I mean, it might sound very simple, but it makes a huge emotional impact on them. Making them remember how they felt while their previous agency fucked up is a key here. And no, don't say, oh, we are not gonna do this, we are not gonna do that. Give him a comforting answer. Relieve his pain. And on the other hand, you already know his pain points. You made him talk, you know his problems, you know his emotional state when he was working with the other agency, you know how he felt, you did your pullback, you made him again talk about himself, you made him remember all his emotions, and now you have him in an emotional state and you can proceed with the closing. And again, remember, you need to be likable. People tend to buy products not for the product itself or for the service itself, but for the person selling the product. If you are likable and you comfort them, they will eventually consider seriously buying from you. The whole thing is an artificial bubble. Again, recap. You ask them questions, you make them talk about themselves. You do a soft guilt trip. You ask them about their feelings while working with this agency, and then you comfort them. But you need to make them remember how they felt back then in order for you to comfort them and come as the savior. Don't give false promises, because if you give false promises, you are most likely gonna fail. Universe will guarantee that you will fail if you give false promises to your clients. Don't do this. Don't show fake results, show your real results. It doesn't matter if they are big or small, show your real results and be professional, be friends with your clients, be likable by your clients, and watch your profits skyrocketing. If you like these videos about psychology and about sales psychology, drop me a comment and I will make sure to make more of this.